Please silence your cell phones and take your seats. The program will begin shortly. Please welcome Governor Andy Beshear.
Good afternoon. What an amazing day for Kentucky, Ohio, and the United States of America. Not quite 1 week ago, we learned the Brent Spence Bridge Corridor project secured one of the largest, if not the largest, federal infrastructure awards in history, more than $1.6 billion. This is a green light and a game changer. It impacts our entire country, and this funding is going to allow us to complete this project without tolls. Building a companion bridge isn't just the fulfillment of my administration's promise. It's also the beginning of an even brighter future for the families of this region, for the tens of thousands of travelers who pass through this area every day, and for the many businesses that rely on this key commercial link. The need could not be greater. The current span, while structurally sound, is carrying twice the number of vehicles it was designed to accommodate. For the families who live and work in northern Kentucky and across the river in the greater Cincinnati area, the heavy traffic, delays, and safety issues are real, everyday concerns. This crucial project will address those issues, but the full impact goes to the very health and security of our nation's economy. The I-71, I-75 corridor is one of the most important stretches for commercial freight traffic anywhere east of the Mississippi River. Allowing these goods to move smoothly through this metropolitan area and over the Ohio River is critical to sales, supply chains, tourism, and more. So much of our nation's GDP relies on this crossing, and getting this companion bridge built is absolutely essential to keep our economic momentum growing. On top of everything else, this project is going to create thousands of construction jobs right here during the building process. This project has been talked about for years, decades really, and we are the folks who are actually getting it done. But a project of this magnitude doesn't happen without a lot of leadership and a lot of cooperation. First, I want to thank the President for delivering on this historic funding request. Multiple presidents have promised a companion bridge, and this president delivered. I want to thank Governor DeWine for his continued friendship and partnership on this and so many other matters where we have shared interests. Last February, Governor DeWine and I signed a memorandum of understanding that laid out the next necessary steps for this project, and he and his team continue to work with our folks to get this done. I want to thank Secretary Pete. I want to thank Kentucky's Transportation Secretary Jim Gray, as well as his Ohio counterpart, Jack Marshbanks. I want to thank, we can clap for them. I want to thank Senator McConnell, as well as both senators from Ohio who voted for the Infrastructure Act that made this possible. Senator McConnell, you put Kentucky and the country first with your support, and we are grateful. And I want to thank former Congressman John Yarmouth, who helped push this bill through the House. I want to thank the Kentucky General Assembly, who has many members here, and its leadership, who allocated $250 million towards this project. That allowed us to submit a strong application saying the Commonwealth of Kentucky and the state of Ohio would do our parts. And thanks to local leaders like Covington Mayor Joe Meyer, this amazing project shows it's possible and what's possible when we push partisanship aside. We did this as a team, Democrats and Republicans, from the White House to local government, and look what we've accomplished, one of the largest infrastructure projects in U.S. history. "60 years ago, the original Brent Spence Bridge was built by Americans who'd been through World War II. Known as the greatest generation, their example helped lead us through the last few years where we faced our own share of adversity. I am proud of the way Kentuckians and all Americans have come together to face crisis and adversity. And now, we see a new day dawning, one defined by prosperity as we reap the rewards of our hard work, a day defined by our capacity to work together for the good of all of our people. This is our moment, the chance to be the generation that changes everything for the people of Kentucky, the people of Ohio, and every single American. God bless. Thank you.
Please welcome Ohio Governor Mike DeWine.
What a great day this is. The sun is out and we're looking to the future. We're looking to build this bridge. There's a lot of people to thank, but let me start with the President. Mr. President, we welcome you back to, I can't say welcome to Ohio, but I can say you can at least see Ohio from here. But welcome back. We're glad to have you here. We appreciate your leadership. And although Ohio, Governor Beshear and I, our legislatures have been ready to put a lot of money into this bridge. I think we'll have probably another $1 billion in Ohio. And Kentucky will have a lot as well. The truth is this bridge could not be built without these federal dollars. So Mr. President, welcome back, and thank you for that leadership. Let me thank my friend Mitch McConnell, my mentor when I was in the United States Senate. His leadership made a huge difference. Mitch has always been someone who can get things done, and he certainly took the lead in getting this done. My friend Rob Portman, former United States Senator, it's kind of hard to say that, former, about Senator Portman, but a true leader in getting this bill passed as well. I want to thank Senator Brown, for his work, his leadership on the bill. And then there's my partner, Governor Beshear. He and I have sort of navigated through the COVID together. We were on the phone with Eric Holcomb, Governor of Indiana, I think every single week for over a year. But we also had time to talk about this bridge and how we were going to get it done. And I salute his team. They have done a great job. When this bill was passed, we were ready to go, weren't we, Governor? We were ready to go. And I also want to call out Jim Gray, who heads up the Transportation Department here in Kentucky, Jack Marshbanks, who heads it up in Ohio. They have worked together for a number of years to getting ready for this day. The next magical day is January 13th, when the RFP will be put out. So we're rolling. We don't have too many days to go before we really kick this thing off. I want to thank the Cincinnati Chamber of Commerce. Throughout the years, good times and bad, when you ask the Cincinnati Chamber of Commerce and when you ask the business community, what's your number one priority in Cincinnati? They came back every single time and said this bridge. They did not falter. They stayed with it. And so I thank them. I thank Jill Meyer, who heads up the chamber, and I thank the business community in Cincinnati. Thank you for your persistence and for knowing what was important, not only for Cincinnati, but for this country as well. My friend, new Mayor Preval, he and I just had a chance to talk a moment ago, but thank you. Thank you for your leadership and your predecessor, John Cranley, as mayor of Cincinnati. We have been working very closely with them, the Ohio Department of Transportation, and part of the good news, I think, of this story is that we're going to have an additional, the city's going to have an additional, because of this, 10 acres, additional 10 acres that they can develop, they can use for the people of the city. We're working with the city of Cincinnati to make sure that because of the way we're constructing this and the on-ramps, off-ramps, and the other streets, we're going to tie the community together and closer together to downtown Cincinnati. And that certainly is going to make a difference as well. So let's build this bridge. Let's get it going. We're moving forward. We know the economic impact that this bridge has for the country. But let me say also, this bridge, a new bridge, is going to have a huge impact for Kentucky. It's going to have a huge impact for the state of Ohio. The timing is right. This is a time in our history when we're reshoring, when we're seeing things come back. And one of the lessons we've learned over the last few years is we need to make more things in the United States of America. And Ohio is doing that, and Kentucky is doing that, and this bridge is going to facilitate that and make it a lot easier for us to get those products to market and make it go faster. So again, important for the commerce, important for the economic future and jobs of Ohio. But I also like to think that I'm going to have grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and on who are going to cross this bridge. And you're going to have people from coming in, Governor Beshear from Kentucky. They might be coming in to go to a Reds game, a FC Cincinnati game, Bengals game. They might be going to the Aronoff Center. A lot of great things are going to happen with families being able to